remember all the reports that came out about the Kroenkes actually getting directly involved in this negotiation, which is
Yeah.
quite rare. Rock Nation don't just represent footballers, bro. Rock Nation will represent a bunch of sports people in all of the sports and the leagues that the Kroenkes own clubs within. Rock Nation, my understanding, is spearheaded by American owners, some obvious American celebrities too. Maybe it benefits us that we've got an American powerhouse that owns us in this situation, perhaps with a pre-existing relationship with Rock Nation, where they can have those hypothetical conversations when someone like Perez might not be able to, because he doesn't quite have the relationship that our American owners have. There are so many things. Look, bro, last time we spoke, I said that it was 51-49 in favor for me, right? And we might revisit those percentages on this pod. But I think it's gone up from 51-49 for me. I don't know if you're. I think it has. I think it has for me. I don't know where you are with it. I don't know if you're going to do the rational thing and sit there and go, nah. He's probably going to sign a new deal, but it's good that we're putting the package together. It's a statement, or whether you feel like it might. I can look at your face. What do you want to say? You can be real. You can be real. We're live for a reason.
I have two very conflicting thoughts on this.
Hmm.
The first one, and the reason I said you can catch it on Goonerverse clips, our third channel. I said I'm 50.9 or 50.1 to 49.9 that he stays. Like it's getting closer and closer. Do you know what I can't shake off, Sharoy, is he wants to stay at Real Madrid. And they want to keep him. That's what's being reported. I can't shake that off. That is just like you got two people who want the same thing, two entities that want the same thing. So I don't see how an agreement isn't found, because that's ultimately the will and want in the player. Does he want the package more than he wants the club? But the other thing that is really starting to, and I saw this theory do the rounds online, is starting to kind of warp my mind a little bit, is what if this is just all an act? Real Madrid can't be seen to lose him that easily. They have to be seen to have done everything to have kept him, and his demands to have been unreasonable. He needs to have been seen to have not just walked away from Real Madrid and, said that he was willing to be reasonable and come down or whatever. But maybe the writing's on the wall. I've seen a lot of well-informed Real Madrid fans and journalists or whatever who have spoken on this and basically said, guys, why do we think they're going to suddenly find a resolution when they couldn't for 18 months? And that is incredibly logical. That's true. That's the most logical thing. Why, after all this time? That's the thing that is really, really pushing me to think this might happen. And but I can't ignore the will of the player, which is to stay.
Can I give you a real life example? All right, because all too
Yeah.
often we speak about football deals and this sort of stuff in the abstract, right? You remember I changed job a couple of years ago. The firm that I was at, I was there for over a decade. I worked for a guy that I considered to be one of my best friends. I love the work that I did. I love the firm, whatever. The day that I got approached by another firm, I wasn't even looking for a job. That other firm came along and said, "Hey, we see the work that you do. We want you to do something similar here. We're a much smaller team. We know you're in a massive team. If you come here, you will be the guy doing this work. Oh, and by the way, this is our package." Suddenly, I was like, oh, I might need to have a conversation. I did it the right way. I went to my boss and I said, and this is, a lot of people will say it's career suicide, but I went to my current boss and I said, this is the firm that's approached me. I'm going to go and hear them out. And he said, I appreciate the honesty. And I went and sat down with the new firm. They made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I was genuinely excited by it. I went to my old CEO and said, this is the deal. And he couldn't meet it. He said, look, this is genuine progression for you. I'm happy for you. If I could do this, I would. But if I do this for you, what about everyone else? He shook my hand and he said, best of luck. That's what happened in the real world for me. And that's how I ended up where I am. Who's to say that can't happen in football? Now, I know that I'm not talking about some minnow and I'm talking about Real Madrid, but everything that we're reading online from credible sources is that there are certain things that they simply cannot do, because once you do that, there are a number of other Galacticos that come knocking. Vini is massive, but he is not the only one at Real Madrid. And if you
Uh,
set that precedent with one player, you will have to do it with Jude. You will have to do it with anyone,
yeah.
right? Whereas if he comes to Arsenal and we smash our wage structure and make him the face of all of this. This isn't to speak ill of our attackers to the extent that some people might think I am, but not a single one of our attackers can go to the Cronkies and say, well, why am I not getting what Vini's getting?
Yeah.
They will say, get to his attacking level and then come back and we can have a conversation. But you're not quite there yet, because of his ability.